What's going on, Packers fans? Welcome into the Packers Report. I'm your host, Joey Peterson, and we got a lot to update you on because it's a day that ends with Y. So that means we got a brand new Jaire Alexander update to discuss. This one a little more positive than the past couple of ones over the past few months. It's been an up and down roller coaster. It might be coming to an end very soon. Stick around. I'll tell you what ESPN's Jeremy Fowler had to say about Jaire Alexander. But before that, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Right now, we're sitting at 4,228. We're 772 away from getting to 5K. If you guys haven't joined us yet, now is the best time to do so. We got daily coverage of your favorite team in green and gold right here. The Packers Report, 100% free to subscribe. And you know what? Help me get to my goal of 5,000 subscribers. Be one of the first cheeseheads to rock with us right here at the Packers Report. So the latest update is coming from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. He released an article that had kind of the latest buzz and intel for all the teams around the National Football League after the NFL draft. And he spent a lot of time talking about Jaire Alexander. Here's what he had to say. The Packers and Alexander are working on a resolution that should materialize soon. A revised contract for Alexander, due $17.5 million in cash this year, to balance his injury history with his longtime status as an elite corner, might be the most sensible play. So, you heard it there, ladies and gentlemen. They're working on a resolution that might materialize soon. Now, if you just heard that instance, you'd probably be thinking to yourself, what resolution? Is it a good resolution where he's staying? Is it a poor resolution where they're deciding to part ways? But at the end of that, he said because of the injury history balanced with his elite play, a contract restructure is probably going to be the most common denominator, or the common result, I should say. And if you look at the contract, it's a pretty obvious reason why, for a guy who's missed 20 games in the last 2 years, that Green Bay would want to restructure this. He has a base salary in 2025 of $16.15 million, like Jeremy Fowler said. And that quote right there, with other bonuses, he's going to be due around $17.5 million. His cap hit is $24 million this next season. And the season after that, everything goes up. His base goes up to $18.15. His cap hit goes up to $27.02. And now, I will say, if he was on the football field, that would all be well and good. But he hasn't been on the football field, has he? And I am starting to think that the only way he stays in Green Bay is if a restructure happens. There is no chance, in my opinion, that they're just going to eat that contract, that they're just going to keep him around. And it's 100% because of the injuries. They made an investment in this player a long time ago, signed him to a massive contract. He earned every single penny of it. That 2022 season was phenomenal. But he just hasn't been on the field. Only 7 games played in each of the last 2 seasons, with different injuries as well. He's missed 20 games over the last 2 seasons. It's hard to justify paying a guy $17.5 million if you're paying him to sit on the pine. Let me know what you think. What's going to happen with Jaire Alexander? Okay, we've showed you this before. I want you guys to cast your votes in the comment section down below. Does he get traded? Does he get cut? Or does Green Bay just go ahead and keep him? You let me know your answer down below. At this point, I think he stays. If you would have asked me that a few months ago, I wouldn't have said so. But at this point, it's kind of obvious that nobody's willing to pay the price to trade for him. Because if they were, he would have been gone months ago. Okay, I can promise you that. And the fact that he is staying, I think it's a good thing for this team. You look at this depth chart, and that's a pretty good group. Jaire as your CB1 on the outside, Keyshawn Nixon as your CB2, also on the outside. Then you got Nate Hobbs and the nickel. Valentine backing up, Robinson, King as well. But you take Jaire Alexander out of that group, if he doesn't come back, that group's in a lot of trouble. Especially when you take into account that the front four was so horrible at pressuring the quarterback consistently in 2024. So if you don't have help on the front end with your defensive line and their pass rush, and you don't have really anybody on the back end, and your best cornerback is Keyshawn Nixon, then how do you think this defense is going to be this next season? If you let Jaire Alexander walk, if you cut him, sure, you'd save a lot of money. But your defense takes in my opinion, detrimental hit. Okay? Now, sure, the dollar signs, there's plenty of them, right? $17 million saved. This is a post-June 1st cut. $18 million saved in 2026. If he's pre-June 1st, $6.84 million. I don't see a world in which he's a pre-June 1st cut. That just wouldn't make any sense at all to me, especially after you've gone through free agency and all the free agents there that are left. Like, you'd rather just take the extra $11 million than the $6 million in quick cash. But I'm not going to tell you that it isn't going to change for y'all now, okay? Because it has changed a ton over the last couple of months. This is probably my 10th video talking about Jaire Alexander. It all started back in January when he told reporters at Locker Room Cleanout after the loss against Philadelphia, I don't even know if I'm going to be here next year. Okay? Then Ian Rappaport came out on the 26th of February, just about a month and a half later, saying Green Bay has had trade conversations. Rob Demovsky of ESPN came out 3 weeks later after that and said Green Bay is still trying to trade him. 2 weeks after that, Brian Gutekunst said it could be a possibility. Absolutely. When asked about bringing back Jaire Alexander. And then flash forward 2 weeks to that, about 2 weeks ago, Green Bay has received interest. They may remain committed to making a deal. It's been an up and down roller coaster. And yes, while it feels like, as of right now, it might come to an end soon, I just want to caution you and say, if we get another update in 10 hours that says, actually, Green Bay probably cutting Jaire Alexander, doing my best Michael Scott impression, with the really long headlines, then I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either. I'm just saying, be flexible. Stay on your toes, because this situation has changed a ton. As of right now, it feels like he's going to be back. Okay? Feels like he's going to be back soon. And I think that's the better thing for this team, for this organization. Because you look at the offensive side of the football. You believe in the quarterback. He's going to be fully healthy. Okay? You believe in the running back. He was your bell cow this last year. You believe in your newly revamped wide receiver room with Matthew Golden, Savion Williams. You believe in the offensive line. If you take your best player in the secondary off of that roster, I just don't know if the team can win a lot of games, okay? And I get it. It's not like the numbers have been there for Jaire because he's failed to be able to be on the field. That's a massive problem. But if you don't pay him, like if you don't pay him a lot and you restructure that deal and bring the cost down a good amount, like it's going to make him, if he gets injured, so much better, if that makes sense. If you're not wasting $17 million on a guy who's injured, instead maybe, I don't know, 12, 13. I don't know how much of a pay cut he would take. A couple months ago, it came out that he was unwilling to take a pay cut. And right now, I think he's seen over the last couple of months, A, nobody's really willing to trade for him. And B, he doesn't necessarily want to get cut because then the people that are going to pick him up free agency aren't going to want to pay him a lot of money. It's a sticky situation he's found himself in. You let me know in the comment section down below. Will Jaire Alexander be a Packer in 2025? Give me your best guess by saying yes or saying no. I'll let you know my guess on the back end of this ad break. I think he will be. That's going to be, I don't want to say my final standpoint, but as I sit right now, that's where I'm thinking. I think that both parties have kind of realized that they might be worse off, Jaire financially, and Green Bay just as a football team, they're worse off without each other. It's like the Joker and Batman. When Heath Ledger says, we need each other, right? You complete me. That's kind of what this situation might feel like. Like toxic exes, if you know what I'm saying. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because when a move happens with Jaire Alexander, whether he's staying, whether he's going, whether he's traded, whether he's going to be the new head coach, we'll keep you updated right here on the Packers Report. So lock us in and subscribe.